All right, now let's talk about the benefits of the river, lake, or seawater plant. And this is essentially an overview of a lot of the items that we'd already talked about already. Let's start out with the savings. It's a zero point 0.4 kilowatts per ton as shown previously. And that zero point 0.4 kilowatts per ton we take and multiply out at 1 hour, taken through the entire year. There's 8,760 hours in a year. Now, you might not be operating a chiller plant at 100% all year long, but the idea is no matter where you're going to be operating it, you're always going to be saving that zero point 0.4 kilowatts per ton over that chiller plant all year long. So you multiply that out, you're getting over 1 million kilowatt hours per year of savings, and that's per megawatt. So if you have less than a megawatt of cooling that you need, say a half a megawatt or wherever you might be at, which is 500,000 kilowatts, you're going to be saving that proportionally about the same. So that's kind of that rule of thumb that you can use whenever you're trying to judge whether or not it might be worthwhile and whenever you're doing the pricing on such a system. Now, we touched on the water savings before, but essentially this is going to be very location dependent. Whether you're in a wet or dry location, whether you're north or south, if you're a hot location, you're going to be burning more gallons of potable water per year per megawatt, and your savings over that is going to go higher, towards the 2 million gallons per year. But if you're in a decent location, say in Finland or somewhere else like that, you're going to be closer to the 1 million gallons per year of savings per megawatt. So there's your second card to play, is not just the energy savings on the electricity, but the water savings. So I know we had touched on island nations and island states such as Hawaii and um, Hong Kong and others, but basically they're using and have a high electricity rate, so they're using a lot of water, and their rates are high for both electricity and water, and this becomes definitely beneficial in those locations. So if you have those conditions, that's a good start. You're going to definitely be able to prove the system is much more viable and easier, have a much quicker payback for just these two reasons. Now, LEED we haven't touched on, but it's Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. That's what it stands for. And they have a whole green building system and rating system that they have. And it goes to the environmental aspect. So if there's green globes or LEED or any other rating systems that you might be using, some of the things here that we hadn't touched on are part of that system and others, one of which is no refrigerants. We're not using refrigerants to do heat transfer. And because of that, we're also using a lot less energy on electricity. Now, the refrigerants tend to have global warming potential or ozone depletion aspects to them. Here we have none of that. So no refrigerants basically means we can pretty much get the LEED points or credits for that pretty easily. And the ozone depletion, 0. Global warming potential, 0 that we're adding to it because of the refrigerants as well. So definite benefits there. Now, if you're leaning more towards the financial, you're going to want to point out to, say, a developer or owner that, hey, if we're using a river, sea, or lake plant, we don't have as much mechanical equipment, so we're saving on the cost of the mechanical equipment, the space for that mechanical equipment, and then the operations and maintenance of that mechanical equipment. So we're avoiding all of these aspects, plus we have a lower operating cost overall. So kilowatt hours and water overall for the entire cooling plant. So if that doesn't excite an owner, especially a green owner, hopefully all of these benefits and overview can get them on board with at least examining a river, lake, or seawater plant for your site. I hope this has been helpful, and please look forward to other lectures that we're going to be giving. Thank you.